almost like future-proofing it. Like, no matter what, as long as I have a DVD or a Blu-ray player and a TV screen, I can watch that. I don't need to worry about internet. I don't need to worry if a company goes bust, or if, like, a company's just gone forever. Like, if you physically have a capability of putting the disc in a player and playing it, then you can use it. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fortune Theory, and welcome back to another off-topic. We actually have no topic this time, I think, for once. Do we? We don't. There is nothing.
Kind of do.
I mean,
but
you kind of referenced the idea of some stuff. Just again, the same as last time, almost.
I've forgotten what I even said like 5 minutes ago. My brain is so like migrainey.
Well, yeah, you've had a migraine apparently like all day.
Yeah, so literally
like mentally your day's been crap for you like that
this evening.
Which is kind of glad we're doing an off topic at least, because at least you don't have to think. Well, if anything, you have to think more.
Well, you kind of do to get your point across, but it depends what you're talking about.
At least we're not having to think of like a deep, intense like subject. We're not having to think about a certain, topic for like extensively for like 20 minutes to half an hour. It's kind of like we can waffle a bit, kind of, depending on where it goes. I mean, like, did you have a migraine since the start of the day? That's a good place to start.
No, it started about 3 o'clock. No, sorry, it started about nearly 5. I was at work. I was cleaning a cinema screen.
So it's not,
and it just sort of kicked in.
When did? Yeah, so it's because you finished at like 6, didn't you, today?
I finished at 6. Yeah. Well, just past.
So it was only the last hour. Was it because of something then? What happened today?
I don't know. It just sort of kicked in.
Has your diet been all right? Have you had like a really imbalanced
My dog? I don't have a dog.
Diet.
Diet. Yes, it's been fine. It's fine.
Well, maybe if you've like had...
My imaginary dog Rufus is fine as well. I don't know why he's called
Rufus.
Yeah.
Your dog Rufus. What a name. That is a brilliant... But, no. Just, you don't need...
It's a reference to something that you'll be like head in hands with. I'm not going to talk about it.
Fuck.
You won't know.
I won't know.
No.
But...
Go on Google, type in Rufus the dog. It'll probably come up.
Goodness sake.
I don't actually know if it will, actually, to be honest. We're going to encourage so many fans now to just do this. We're going to do it as well.
But, so we're actually not just... Yeah, going crazy about your migraine.
I'm just going to make sure actually... Have I spelt it right?
Yes.
What?
It's a 1998 TV series. Is...
My God.
Is that what you're on about?
That wasn't what I was referencing at all.
No.
Okay, that's a thing.
What?
I've never heard of this.
Rufus the dog.
Rufus the dog. I've never heard of this. The show.
This is the show. Rufus the dog. That's what I thought you meant.
No, it's not what I meant at all.
But there we go.
Not what I was referring to at all.
Or you have whoever the hell that is. I feel like I know what that character is, but I'm not sure.
Where have you... What?
Rufus
what
the Star, Christmas specials. What?
No. That wasn't what I was referencing either.
Rufus. What are you referencing? Like...
Well, think about, like, on that search of anything Rufus related regarding a dog, what franchise or something that I've mentioned before comes close to a character that has that name who is a dog?
I feel like it's obvious.
Huh? I'll give you a clue. The title of the film begins with O. And I've mentioned it before. It's animated.
It
should be on there. Go on like Google Images, type in Rufus O or something.
Rufus
O.
from
O. And then see if the Google does that Wreck-It Ralph 2 thing where it's
Rufus
like,
from
Open Sesame. Orange.
I'm not getting the results I
Opinion,
want right now.
opinion outpost.
But regardless, I'm not gonna ponder over what the hell, like, go nuts over what that could be. I'm trying to remember what
Okay.
thing you were
Who's
referencing now.
episode title? Who's Rufus?
It doesn't help there was a TV series because it makes it even harder for me to try to find it and remember what it was.
I mean, I'm quite a traditionalist as well. So, like, if that was something that I'd watch back in my prime, being like the late 1990s,
You're a
early
traditionalist
2000s,
except when it comes to your film
like
choice.
that would be something that we'd have on like VHS tape. But no, I had like, what did I even have on VHS? Did you have VHS tape?
I remember them, but obviously, it was just before.
You remember them as if you've never, like, you saw it when you were like 2.
Well,
and
no,
then
as
you
in
never
like
saw it again.
I had tapes of some films when I was like 7, 8, like yeah, that age. But by the time I was properly watching films, like my own films, it was the DVD era. Because when did DVDs become really popular?
About very early 2000s. I think it was like 2000 and I want to say 2003, perhaps.
Yeah, let's have
I think that's the year they kind of like really like
developed, released
or at
in
least
96,
popped up to me anyway, because that was when I got my first DVD. I remember that. It was either like late 2003
I remember
or early
having
2004.
DVDs. I don't ever remember buying like tapes, like VHSs of films, unless there was like a charity shop or something. But yeah, I remember like all the.
It was my first like year or two at primary school. It was either 2003 or 2004. I remember I got my first DVD, which was, if I remember correctly, season 1 of Thomas Tank.
Nice. I cannot even remember.
That was my first DVD.
My like favorite. I think it might. Wait, when did it come out? I remember having James and the Giant Peach on DVD.
Sorry. I can picture you in your, like, when I say prime, by the way, I mean like younger years.
In my youngest years so far.
It doesn't even mean what it says, like, because I'm just so bad at placing words.
No joke, it was one of those films that's like, it really creeped me out, the transition, like going from like you know what I mean, like the what did it go from? Like, I can't explain it. We know where it goes from like the Mr. Fox style photographic stop motion style to the transition point. That's where it becomes like the imagination. James and the Giant Peach, the original, not the fucking shitty remake.
I don't know what Jack the Giant Slayer.
The transition creeped me out. Like, seeing that for the first time, for some reason, not like the fact that it was stop motion. It was just that the transition of like media, like format of like, it went from like basically live action to that and back and forth, really like messed me up. So like the first like few minutes it happened, and obviously by the end of it, it was really cool. That's one I remember. Yeah. Oh god, it's been so long since I've watched anything with a DVD. Years. I mean, I remember I've still got DVDs of it. Who doesn't?
No, I got like probably more than I can count. DVDs, I've had them over the years. Ones that I've given away, ones I've kept.
Like, I kind of just want to have DVDs or Blu-rays just to physically have something. Because
that's my opinion of it. Because when like a new film comes out, I kind of feel to myself, it doesn't matter if I've got a downloaded like copy from the when it's on demand or whatever, so I can watch it anywhere after it's come out in cinema. It doesn't matter if I've gone to see it in cinema. It doesn't matter that I might watch it around my mate's house or something. It doesn't matter that it's on like Netflix or Now TV or Prime Video, or any or someone's illegally leaked it on YouTube or something like that. It doesn't matter. Like owning the physical copy is like your piece of it.
Well, this
It's
is what
your
I mean.
piece of
It's
owning
like
it. It's like
not
you
to
feel like you have it, and not only that, but then you have control over when you watch it, and you're not paying to watch it again somewhere else.
Well, yes, one of the main
Or
reasons I have
yeah,
it is for like, for instance, I have bought and like digitally owned things on Prime Video and like YouTube movies, but it's like transitioned because like I don't know what it's called, but whenever you get a Blu-ray DVD, you get like it was originally like Flicks, like popcorn, like for the popcorn logo, like Flicks movies, or I can't remember what it's called.
yeah,
But
I had that for Fast 7
I've
and
had
8
loads of them.
because they had the Blu-ray copies had extended editions of those movies, so that's why I got the code.
But like another
And
reason
now,
is like
it's connected to my YouTube account. So
yeah,
like
they've all
on YouTube where you
converted
can
to
actually
YouTube
buy
now. Yeah.
on YouTube where you can actually like buy films. I don't have to buy those two because they're already there because I've used the link through Flickr. Because I swear they like through
I
the
remember because it was my
ultraviolet
old
Flickr, I swear their company's
ultraviolet,
like
that was
shut
it.
down and they transitioned the
Yeah.
videos. So I've got it on like my very old photo docs. It's just downloaded.
So remember, it was
stuff
actually
on,
one of my old
my phone.
emails because I got an email
And then it's
like
on like yeah
saying
I've got it.
saying like we are no longer operating a service. You have like 4 months to like confirm and convert, like transfer your rentals or your purchased films and titles
It's to
to
your
YouTube.
to your Google
Like just
account.
link your account. So now I've just got like
so I transferred it through to
all
my
that
Google
there.
account, and then it put the 2 films on YouTube for me, so I can now watch them
Which is cool for you. Like at least
whenever
you
I
can
want.
quickly switch to just purchased films instead of having to go to a random account.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
helpful now anyway. But like yeah, I physically own like DVD like films on Prime Video and on like a couple on YouTube. Like on YouTube movies like purchased, but I still have all of those films. I think I have almost all of them other than like 1 or 2 as a physical Blu-ray, and I'd like to get the full collection really because I just think, like you said, it's basically almost like future-proofing it. Like no matter what, as long as I have a DVD or a Blu-ray player and a TV screen, I can watch that as long as I have electricity and a screen and a Blu-ray or DVD player. And like I don't need to worry about internet. I don't need to worry if a company goes bust or if, like a company's just gone forever. Like if you physically have the capability of putting the disc in the player and playing it, then you can use it. Whereas like if
It's just upsetting when sometimes they break or they're scratched or
yeah,
they give you the wrong one in a different case or whatever. Like depending on where you get it from. That's why I always like. That's why I'm not hugely confident on getting it from like any charity shop or like. You remember in Tesco's where they used to like put them in the security pack?
yeah.
Like this, like sort of plastic security bag, and they'd have the tag on it, and you'd have to take it to the tills. They'd have to stamp it, and then take the the actual DVD with the cellophane copy out. I don't know if they had to put the disc in manually or not. I know Asda, not Asda, sorry, Morrison's had a thing where they did something like that as
Probably
well.
all the same, I imagine.
And Asda, they all had they all had it in like plastic security tags. You have to take it to the till. They have to like stamp something to pull something out of where that part in the middle is where you open it up.
Yeah.
Of the case. Sometimes like the film that I'm referring to with Rufus the dog. I remember getting a DVD copy of that, and because of the way they'd done that when they were taking out the security tag, they'd broken the case, and I thought, okay, well, it's just the case, it's fine. And sadly, when I got the first experience of watching that film, I didn't get the full experience because the last like 30 odd minutes wasn't going to work because the disc was broken.
That's the trouble.
Because they'd broken the case, but by breaking the case partly on the outside, they'd also broken the case partly on the inside, which holds the DVD.
Yeah.
And therefore, the DVD had been scratched and buggered about the wrong way, so it just wasn't working. So sadly, it wasn't until the day after its release that I got the full experience.
I know, yeah, that's the issue with like.
Fucking camera.
No, but luckily it's only a minority. Like a small number of occasions we used stuff, but luckily for like building a nice collection, At least I've only ever experienced that. I remember having.
That's your next clue, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. It was a direct-to-video film as well regarding Rufus the bear. Rufus the bear, Rufus the dog. Another clue. There's a bear in it. You know, come on, people, get warmer. In the comments, if you know, I know this is not live, but you know, if you know by this point, just put it down. We might not have even got to the end of the video where we work it out.
If you can, I doubt.
Just tell me where you are in the video. Just be like, you know, you're smarter than Patrick to not figure this out.
Yeah.
Then to be fair, like he wouldn't know. Patrick wouldn't know anyway. So you don't fucking know anything. I'm joking. I love you, really, babes. Sorry. I got a headache and I'm been in a bit of a weird mood for the last couple of weeks. So.
But
well, weird.
I to go off, trying to briskly go off that topic. I miss, like, I do miss the physical feeling of like just putting a DVD or a Blu-ray in. Well, I do physically do Blu-rays. It's just cool. It's just the doing of putting something, like putting a Blu-ray on, putting a DVD on, mainly putting a DVD on. Although the clunkiness of like putting a tape in like a VHS tape in a putting a tape in the player.
I'd always get upset when all the film would come out of it. Yeah. You know, when it's like that's how you know that's how you know a VHS tape is broken, because all the film just comes out of it. It's like playing with it's like playing with the fucking lawnmower pipe. And you're like, depending on what one you've got, unless it's like an automatic or whatever, you've got one that connects with this massive orange. I've got one that connects with this massive orange cord, and it's got an extension lead. So I have to put it in the extension lead, connect that to the plug in my garage, and then go around the back lawn, the garden, basically.
You got an electric mower, so
and I've got all this massive. It's like, it's one of those ones that like spins with this like little blue thing that catches. So you can't like. I know a lot of them do that, but you know, not all of them do.
Oh, is it like a catch, like a catch for the wire, so you can just like push the button and it all comes back?
In case the wire gets on there. So I've got to like use the orange wire as like a cowboy lasso, keep chucking it backwards and over my shoulder whilst I'm trying to like do the lawn.
Nailed down the mowing game.
It just so much, but there's so much of it. It gets everywhere, and it's literally the same with a VHS tapes like film. Just all this like black shit.
So much of it. But yeah, that was
all oily as well. Like
yeah,
so because it's all hot and whatnot. It's all oily. It just gets all over your hands and everything.
If you miss the days of like, I mean, people still, most people will no longer.
I do still own VHS.
Oh, tapes. I think I do,
but I don't have a player anymore.
But
my grandparents do, as expected.
Either like if you miss the feeling of playing a tape or a DVD, even a Blu-ray at this point, because almost everyone just goes straight to Netflix or Prime.
Thing is though, I agree, it's easier.
Of course,
it's easier to access it all. But then the problem is, like, imagine if you have like the only convenience with like something that you can watch anytime, anywhere, is when you've got a power cut. You've got enough charge on your phone to last before the electricity comes back on, and you've got a film available because you've got it, downloaded from Netflix or whatever, so you can watch it even without Wi-Fi, or however like it works. So you're saving battery basically.
Because the only thing I like,
that's good.
I mean, for long term, it's just like that's why I prefer to own like physical copies of stuff. And I think everyone does almost for memorabilia and just collection wise, but it's not just collection wise for me. It's like the collection of basically, I want to build up a list of like my favorite films over my life, and TV series probably as well. So that like if it's not a guarantee that Netflix and Prime and any like future streaming platform, and not like streaming will be around forever. Who knows how we'll play and watch stuff. And maybe when I'm like in 50 years time when I want to watch something that I physically have, I know that if I have a screen and an old DVD or an old Blu-ray player, I can play it, which is crazy to think, but it's kind of like planning ahead and being able to still use the old tech when it's considered old tech now, kind of, but it will be really old, like retro tech in like 30 years it will be considered probably, but just future-proofing kind of. But I wonder where the streaming's going to go. if like it's going to change at all.
Streaming will get updated somehow.
I just wonder what like the next trend and sort of accessibility features of like
in 50 years, streaming will be classed retro.
Like I wonder
like
how we will watch,
retro.
because obviously we've gone from people like it was a modern thing to sort of own to physically, because that was the first revolution was you went to the movie
Humans will
theater to
have
watch a
like
film.
something injected into their like arms, so like they can just look up and watch a film whenever they want, like even at work, just as long as they're working.
Because I mean, like the
I
first
could be doing
revolution,
a screen check in a cinema, just watching a film on my own. I'll just quickly pause it. Yeah, that's fine.
Like the first.
Oh, she was the one who killed so and so. Sorry, I'm not EastEnders soaking it. Yeah.
Like the first revolution was basically like, wow, we can now watch films at home like a year after they've come out because they now have a DVD. We can now buy a tape. We don't have to just, originally sometimes a film would play on TV years after it came out, whereas like, yes, that obviously still happens. Then DVDs came along, then tapes and DVDs and everything. But as soon as, because obviously,
like,
it matches
for instance,
whatever
Avengers
the trend
Endgame
is.
has not had like a BBC debut yet.
No, not much of a
like,
TV at all review.
I think they were going to do something like that at Christmas last year.
Well,
last year,
typically
the year
in the UK, it's like ITV or like obviously Film 4 for Channel 4 and everything in the UK will like typically play and showcase.
It all comes down to distribution rights, doesn't it?
BBC
like
don't really play many films. It's normally ITV and Channel like 4 in the UK.
Yeah, but like and when they won't just do it any time either. It'll be like specific times of the year, like Easter and summer are very rare.
Christmas,
but they will do it sometimes.
And just weekends.
If it's a big Easter film, Christmas they will. They will do it at Christmas, and it'll always be something big. This year it'll like well, not there's anything special specifically about this year, but they'll do.
And it's normally like
pardon
at
me,
least
they will. Apart from all the people turning 21 and 18, so yeah, hi. Big year for you, I suppose.
21, yeah. Oh, you said that. Yeah.
Not relevant to me. That was last year, sadly. No, they at Christmas they'll play like some big film on BBC. They must do. They always do. The thing is though, they look at what people like as well. There's got to be something Marvel on there. Must be. There's so many Marvel stuff.
Well, I mean, Avengers has played on Marvel films have played on TV without like the need for streaming. Obviously,
Harry Potter, because it's Christmas,
will
always be on some channel.
Like, I think they sort of deem it pointless to put it on a lot of TV channels now, considering their target audience is most of the time going to be either on Disney, like on streaming. People can just click, like, people aren't really, because like 5 to 10 years ago.
Well, the thing is though, it's like it's more special when you watch it because it's on rather than just search for it. That's the only disadvantage with streaming. It's just like,
but now streaming
it's on there.
Such a,
like having streaming is like having the DVD. Whereas if it's like coming on TV, like I don't know how many people can relate to this feeling. But when it comes on TV and you can just watch it when it's there, not because you can just find it, but it actually presents itself to you in a new
that is
medium.
Typically, obviously, families that don't stream much though now, because I think most families don't really just like shuffle through TV now.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, because like my family does it.
No,
I do it.
It's the point of the feeling.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like say for instance, I can't be fucked to watch Endgame because it's on fucking streaming, and I could watch on DVD if I wanted to. And then one day, BBC decides to put it on because it's Christmas. Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm watched this for a while. Maybe I'm actually enticed to watch it now, and I do. And because I haven't watched it for a while, I get a good sort of morale experience from it again. And, some of the scenes play out in a way that's really quite interesting because
I feel like the anticipation
I've noticed, like, when you watch scenes
of
films on YouTube for a while, you watch the same one like a couple of times and, just to get everything out of it and, or in different ways and different aspect ratios, with or without motion smoothing or whatever. And then you watch it again as the whole film, with the whole scene played out, and like there might be a clip or two missing out. Something about the whole flow of it just feels much better
Yeah. Well, of course, like
Like,
typically it's going to end
not
on
because
like a
obviously all the scenes are there, obviously, but just because the whole thing just feels better. And like, you're, and with an opportunity like that, watching a film at Christmas on BBC, like, and you know, because BBC don't have adverts, so they'll just play what they play, and that'll be it.
you don't really get many on
Like, they just goes for
BBC
the next show.
though, because BBC sort of do their own stuff. It's normally like ITV. There's always a
Yeah,
film on
ITV
ITV
sucks because it
two,
has adverts.
and like Film 4 is the main one. Channel 4 is like E4 Film 4.
Oh, it was Film 4 was made for,
Yeah.
but like, you know, so no.
I feel like it's just mainly families that still browse TV channels and don't necessarily they only like my family only like the family I live with only really go to streaming services when there is a specific like program or film they're going to watch, whereas 90% of the 50% of the time they are just browsing or flicking through news or like regular TV channels, and there happens to be a film on that's there. They are that audience that you're on about. Whereas like 50% of the time it is, is there kind of
Well,
this
I
episode or
don't
that
own
episode?
Sky, but I've got Now TV. I've got like the what the doohickey stick for it. I got one of these. I recently became busy. That was okay because I got one of these. Like, it wasn't even that; it was a Prime stick. Wasn't it?
That was a Prime stick, yeah. You have got
Yeah,
Now
it was
TV,
a Prime
haven't you?
stick, but it was Prime stick big class. Yeah, I got the Now TV version of that, and we did have films and TV, but I think now we've just got films. We might have TV and sports as well. I don't know because I don't really browse those ones. But yeah, like with that also comes the apps. So it means that I got access to YouTube and Disney Plus and Netflix and all
Well,
that sort of
thanks to
stuff.
things
I
like the
can watch it
Prime
on the big
Stick and Now
TVs.
TV, you've basically got a smart TV
Yeah.
without needing a smart TV. Because I
Pretty
think
much.
like a smart TV is like 500 quid, whereas you can have a TV for like 250, get a 20 quid Prime Stick, and your monthly subscription to any of the services.
And then I
and you've
turn
got
off
a
the
smart TV.
HDMI 2 and it goes straight back to digital. So I've got all the the sort of granny average television set.
Yeah.
So,
but you've still got TV
yeah.
channels anyway. You've still got the regular like satellite TV channels on your Now TV stick. It's just like over
Better.
I think broadband. Yeah. But like you've got the apps and everything, and I think it's the same for most people like that. Like there's a large majority of people that just stream stuff and they don't really ever use their like the actual TV channels anymore.
No, literally, I went through like a phase of like when I went to bed, I'd watch a DVD to help me go to sleep. Now I put something on Netflix or on YouTube, like a long video, and fall asleep to that on my chest.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I think, where the fuck is my phone? And I'm just like scrunching my bed for my phone. I can't find it because I've like it's like flipped down my side, or it's gone down the side of the bed, or fallen on the floor or something. When I've been tossing and turning, and like just used my chest and fucking flung it. My sleep. I'm surprised it's not broken, to be honest. How much shit it's gone through. But yeah.
Because I'm like wondering, because obviously with the consumption of like basically film, mainly thinking about film here, but like obviously it started with I'm talking about the history of film. It's like gone from the movie theater was the original place. How do we watch a film? We go to the movie theater. Then the ability to watch something from home thanks to tapes and cassettes and things like that, and we like can now families can consume films at home. Then the evolution of like being able to watch stuff from home, and now at home it's got all the way to people have 4K screens and streaming. So I wonder where the next thing is, because we've obviously had the physical purchase of like a physical DVD or Blu-ray or tape through the years.
Well,
now we've got
for a while there's been rumors
memberships.
that like places like HMV will be shut down because, or not necessarily shut down, but it will turn into like memory discs, like little sand discs with films on.
Right.
A bit like how they do the old like PSP games or whatever it was, the MP3 games or whatever. Like it'll be all on like those because they're easier to like find and collect. And then when you just put it in your device and it just sort of like you just watch the film. And then obviously
I
they'll
wonder
have
if they'll even bother
and,
with that though, because with it being
maybe.
so like less stuff is like to not sound dumb about it, less stuff is becoming plug in and play now. It's all just download it.
It's
not
there.
to sound
It's
not
already
to sound
there,
like an old
practically.
person, but it's all downloadable now. More stuff is becoming just every single if it can become downloadable, literally the only things left, and it's a bit like it's a bit like retail was and shopping during COVID. Is like the only shops that survived was like essential things that can't go online, like hair salons and barbers are the only like that. How's that gonna go online ever, really? Like I
Well,
don't ever.
tutorials, but I don't know how well that's going to work out in the long
Yeah,
run.
I mean, people becoming their own hair salon at home, but like those businesses might just go.
Yeah, so many people would lose money for all that sort of stuff, though.
Like I
More
guess
than one way.
in
Someone
the
being
end,
sacked from a job because their hairstyle isn't appropriate. Someone being losing their job because they don't turn up because they've got anxiety because they've done a really bad haircut.
I guess the next thing
Hairdressers,
is like
main one being hairdressers themselves who
yeah.
don't have a job anymore because they don't unless they're doing videos on how to do hairstyles, which I'm assuming would be the continuation of their career. They're not actually doing it on anyone.
Yeah.
And so therefore they're losing practice and experience.
I reckon one of the next things is going to be like pharmaceutical products. I reckon that is going to find its way, and not just like I want to buy some painkillers that's like non-prescription. I reckon prescription based like this is just like almost like a trend idea for shops. So I reckon might happen. I reckon one of the next things is there's going to be some sort of company
propaganda for future economy.
Like, well, just idea. Like at the moment, you still have to go to a chemist and like pharmaceutical store, like after you like to get prescription products, not just off the shelf stuff. You have to have like actually get a prescription for it. And I reckon there's going to be some sort of online way, like Amazon version of that soon, where you actually like you get QR codes that are your prescription or something, and then you just like scan them, and then that's like you get that sent to you. That's a new idea. There we go. Someone steal that fucking thing.
It would be a better idea. You do a fingerprint scan, and it goes through to the system what it says you need based off like your DNA gets scanned, and therefore your whole body gets scanned. And they're like, okay, what the fuck is wrong with you then? Okay, let's see. So they scan everything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you've got like, I don't know, you've got an extra bone in your ass cheek. Right, let's put you in for a hospital like operation to get that removed. Or
Well, I wonder if it'll be like
that sort of shit. Like
the analyzation
you've got,
through like fingerprints will get better. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you can already, if they can improve what the fingerprint scanner on a phone can read, they could probably do more scanners to the point that like you end up buying products for certain apps that you maybe like use with your phone wirelessly, and it's just like, I'll put your hand in here, like put your like scan or take your blood pressure with this, then the app I think that's probably already possible. I guarantee there is an app
like,
and there's like a blood pressure
put your hand here, we'll scan your hand. Oh, you've got an ingrown fingernail. Okay, we'll have to get that removed because it's about 2 days away from getting septic. That sort of thing. Like, and they can even tell things like that. They can tell how long it's been there. They can tell how long it's going to be before it gets bad. Like, they can tell you exactly what
stuff like this will happen.
Do or
I reckon it's almost like
get rid of it.
Because I guarantee there's unless I probably don't know because I don't think about this sort of stuff. But I wonder if there's already.
I know it's off topic and everything, but how the fuck have we gone from Rufus the dog to this?
This is off topic for you, but like I was just thinking.
Not
about
even
like,
Rufus the dog, the TV show, the reference that I still haven't told. Patrick's still trying to figure
You'll
out.
tell me at the very end, won't you? But
no.
You know how you
I won't actually.
You know
this
how
time.
like people with diabetic people have to take like their blood test, right? You do like the pinprick for blood test. I reckon that already exists in apps.
Having to do that all the time.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's unfortunate, but like I wonder if that's going to become, if it already might exist, some sort of device that like measures your blood pressure, because you can already get. Like,
they have to carry so much around with them. Like I've got so many friends who are diabetic who have to carry all this stuff around with them. Then they have to take off their part of their shirt and inject their stomach. Yeah. I don't know if that's how they still do it now, but a couple of years ago I saw someone who.
I think you still get pens you have to put in your arm or your some part of your body, and it's just like an insulin shot, I think. But yeah, I wonder if like blood pressure tests are going to become like the device that takes it and measures it. I wonder if that will like link with I guarantee it already exists. It links with your phone and links with the app that uses it. But there we go for stuff like that. What would be cool, right, is soon enough, and whether this already exists, for films and TV shows, instead of using the code you get with a thing, does it actually already exist? You get QR codes when you buy films now, like physical copies of films. Because I don't know why it doesn't already exist. You scan the QR code and it immediately reads it and lets you like download it on YouTube or wherever. If that doesn't exist, why doesn't that already happen? The people that make and sell Blu-rays, like to download it, scan that QR code. It will take you
I
to
think
your...
it's just to prevent like anyone from doing it. Because
Well,
what they wouldn't
yeah,
want
but
to
the
do is
code
have
is still
that,
there.
and then like somehow it can be duplicated, and therefore people aren't paying for it.
Yeah, but if you have a
But
one-time use QR
it should
code,
be a one-time.
Yeah.
It should be a one-time QR
so I mean,
code.
obviously, if the first time you put in the code, like this, like the number, like serial code for a film, the first time, like as soon as you've used it, it expires. Like this code has already been used. It's the same with QR codes. If this, like, the moment you go to it, it brings up obviously the link, and it's just like a one-time link. And the moment it's been, redeem now, like as soon as you've...
Or
like,
they should have an
taken a picture of it.
algorithm on it, meaning that when if someone else was to do it, it would then go away from the existing person, and they would get a refund or something.
It could work for geographical reasons, like if they notice it's the same household. That would be quite cool, but it might get too confusing.
Or the algorithm of the system is like, it has a backup in case for whatever reason you lose it, based off a written code, but you can't do the QR code now anymore. You've got to do it as the written code. But the moment you do the written code, you don't have a third option to
What I definitely
access it.
think
If you
should
lose it for a
exist-
third time, you've lost it for good.
If I was Jeff Bezos or YouTube like CEO or whatever,
But I say written QR code. Sorry, written code. But yeah, go on.
is obviously the original debate of like digital films. Like you can't like, I wish I could sell my digital copies of films. Well, everyone would be trying to sell them, and the YouTube and all these like Prime Video would be like losing millions because of people selling their copies because they want some easy, quick money. But what if you just had your balance, right? So you had your like Amazon account balance. So if you own, say, 4 titles and you wanted to sell one of them, whatever amount you bought, obviously not the current level because sometimes the prices change. So whatever amount you bought it for, you can refund the amount. And within like 24 hours, the amount comes back into an account balance on like Amazon. So if it was Prime Video and you own a title and you bought it on offer, you bought it for $9.99, you can refund it within 24 hours. You've got 24 hours, you can confirm it, and it takes 24 hours, and then that is an Amazon account balance at that point. So it's still money that Amazon is using. It's not like free money coming back to you. Because obviously that was the main issue with selling titles. If you sell a digital title, like it's just everyone's going to want to do it, and then it's going to be lost money. But obviously you don't have the title anymore. That's the main like drawback for the person selling it. But that would be a cool way. Like obviously Netflix don't allow you because it's just, I mean, Netflix allow you to download the title offline, but that's not the same as buying it because all of their stuff is free. But well, free with your subscription. But for titles and series you have to buy, I don't know why it's just, unless it is. Am I being retarded? I don't think you can sell. You can get a refund on like certain titles, but I mean it's not the same for like YouTube. YouTube should do it. I know Amazon. I'm pretty sure Amazon do it because I forget. Oh yeah, I've cancelled an order before. I was just thinking as soon as I finished what I was saying, I just realised I have cancelled a title before. I think on Amazon. I think it was a rental or something maybe, but it should happen on YouTube for like those typical ultraviolet style purchases. What's this? You need to talk. What is that? Just a random guy. I can't see it. What is it?
I don't know what crime he committed, but he should have heard the police coming. I don't know.
But
I just saw it on
YouTube
some like
could do that. Like your YouTube purchase
dark joke.
movies. If you no longer want your YouTube movies, you can sell them and you can like redeem them then and there for something the same price. Obviously, Amazon kind of already exists. You can refund an Amazon title, I think, maybe. Certainly some of them you can at least get your money back, but I don't know why YouTube don't do it, and other places that allow you to buy and sell, buy and rent films. Not necessarily rent them, not renting, but buying. But anyway, that's my rant. But yeah, that's a random off topic. We actually had no topic, and we ended up talking about like digital
17 different
prescriptions
things.
and things. But yeah, thanks for watching. I guess what are we doing tomorrow? We're doing a
So yeah, we're
doing
back
a
to the
review.
bonus videos tomorrow. It feels like forever since like the last time we did one, even though it was only like probably like 3-4 weeks ago. So yeah, What If episode 1 will be available tomorrow on Disney Plus. So jot that in your diaries, in case for whatever reason you forget over the next like 12 odd hours. And yeah,
Nice.
we'll be available in the afternoon to do a video for that. So yeah, in less than 24 hours.
We'll catch you in about 24 hours.
You'll have 2 videos. So
Nice.
Until then, we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.
Oh fuck! What recorded?
Keep that in.